So, going back to Greece this time, we'll look into Hecate and Persephone, two goddesses associated with the underworld. Now, Hecate is this complex and multifaceted Greek goddess that is associated with things like magic, witchcraft, the night, the moon, and the underworld. She is one of the few deities who goes between the realms of the living and the dead, and she is often invoked as a guide between worlds. She wields a torch to light the way through the darkness and holds keys to the gates of the underworld. She is also a protector of travelers, especially at night. She also presides over the threshold, both the physical and spiritual, while being deeply connected to the liminal spaces of life, death, and transformation. Her association with the underworld and the unseen realm puts her at odds with the more public, life-affirming deities of the Olympian pantheon, and her wild, chthonic nature often sets her apart as both feared and revered. Chthonic means related to death, by the way. Despite her isolation from the mainstream Olympian gods, Hecate is honored by mortals and gods alike for her power and wisdom, specifically in rituals involving protection, prophecy, and necromancy. So, working with the dead. She becomes a symbol of inner knowledge and the power of the unseen. She also embodies the power of transformation, intuition, and feminine mystique. Or, mystery. She is often seen as a guide for those navigating the darker aspects of life, such as grief or loss, as well as spiritual awakening. Persephone, on the other hand, is the daughter of Demeter and Zeus. She is queen of the underworld and the wife of Hades. She is the goddess of spring growth and the cycle of death and rebirth, embodying the eternal turning of seasons. Persephone was abducted by Hades and taken to the underworld, where she becomes its queen. Her annual return to the surface marks the arrival of spring, which, as you probably know, symbolizes the renewal and fertility of the land, as well as, the resurrection of life after winter. Things existing and breathing after the cold embrace of winter. Her abduction and forced rule in the underworld create a cosmic imbalance of sorts. Demeter's grief causes the earth to wither, which brings famine and death until a compromise is reached. So Persephone spends part of the year in the underworld and part in the world of the living. Her dual existence basically reconciles death and rebirth, chaos and order. She becomes this bridge between the living and the dead. And her story is, one of transformation and eventual empowerment through her own sovereignty. But anyway, Hecate and Persephone are both deeply connected through their shared realms of the underworld, the moon, and transformation. Though not directly related by blood, they are often depicted together as a triad, usually including Demeter, where you have Hecate, Persephone, and Demeter, which represent the three stages of life, birth, death, and rebirth. Their relationship reflects the deeper mythological theme of guidance through a transition. Hecate as the keeper of the threshold, and Persephone as the one who passes through it. Together, they embody the journey of the soul from life to death and back again. Pretty neato, huh? They're, quite respectable figures in Greek myth. I believe nowadays the kids would call them girl bosses, or something along those lines. Still, did you have fun? I'm glad. As always, you'll need to be patient for the next lesson, and who knows what that will be. So, until then, my little pupil.